Must be the relaxation. That's what it is. To forget things. Look, good morning. It's a real pleasure to welcome you all to practice this morning. Go carefully. That's the advice I would give you. Go carefully. Because remember, as I've said many times in the past, the body you're dealing with is a body you've never practiced with before. It looks the same, but that's as far as it goes. It only looks the same. Treat this one with a bit of care and respect and see what this body is prepared to give you back this morning. Have some fun with it though, because bodies they're strange things. They're very, very unpredictable things. See what yours will do for you this morning. Forget about other people. Leave them to go on with their practice and think about your own. That's where you'll get the benefit from. Being aware of what's happening on your mat. Of course, it's easier said than done, isn't it? Because I'm sure at some point during practice you'll find your body in here and your brain out there doing something. Don't get annoyed about it. It's a very human condition. Just have a wee chuckle to yourself and refocus and see where it goes the next time. Don't do the thing that so many people do, which is, I'm going to refocus and I'll stay more focused. You may not. So don't start doing things like that. Just refocus and see where it goes that time. Let's see where we get to in our time together this morning. I'd like to start just by taking a few moments to set aside whatever has already been happening in your day. So find a comfortable sitting position, please. Try to sit reasonably upright. Let your shoulders drop away from your... How are your shoulders this morning? Let's have a wee look at shoulders. Well, they're actually looking fairly relaxed. That's good. That's good. There's nobody going to sit in that way. Just is always a good sign. Okay, so keep the shoulders quite relaxed. Let your eyes close, please. And let's just take a few moments before we get involved in anything deeper, just to be aware of a couple of things that are very important during practice. The first of which is the body you have to work with this morning. So please take a few moments just thinking about the body sitting on your mat just now. Try to do this without having any preconceived ideas about how things are. Notice how they are just now. And if you're being realistic about this, you'll find that there are parts of your body that feel quite comfortable and relaxed and settled. But you'll also find there are other parts of your body that don't feel quite so relaxed and comfortable and settled. It's never all one-sided. It has all sorts of things going on inside it. I'd like you to be aware of both, but try not to dwell on either of them. Take a wide view, but an open view and a realistic view. Be aware of the body sitting on your mat. And as your awareness turns inwards, as you become a little more aware of this body, I'd like you also to take time to be aware of the breath in your body. Seems an odd thing to say, notice your breathing, but most of the time we don't. We let it happen, we ignore it, and that is to our cost. I want you to be aware of your breath here, right now. It's quite a complicated thing, you know. First of all, there's the out breath. You feel your body deflating. But before you breathe in again, there is a very brief pause. And then you begin to breathe in. And that feels quite different from breathing out. You feel your body expanding and opening up. And again, when you get to the top of your in-breath, there is that very brief pause before you start to breathe out again. So it's not just about this mechanical action. It's actually quite a complicated process. And the beauty of it is that we all breathe at a slightly different rate because we are using different lungs. But the thing to remember most about your breathing and the way it connects with your body is when you breathe, your body moves. You can feel it. You can feel your abdomen moving, your rib cage moving, the front of your body moving, the back of your body moving, the sides of your body moving. You can feel it. And so as you're sitting on your mat right now in what appears to be stillness, there is already movement there. And what I would invite you all to do is let that expand outwards, and let's see where your breath leads your body in practice this morning. Now the next time you breathe out, please just let your head begin to tilt forward, your face turning down towards the ground, your chin tucking in towards your throat notch. And when it stops moving, blink your eyes open. And then when you breathe in again, bring your head carefully back upright. Keep that awareness. The awareness you have of your body, the awareness you have of your breath. Now, let's begin to open our bodies up a little. Think about your legs to begin with. Let your legs stretch out in front. Go on. Now, when you get them out there, I think everyone was sitting cross-legged. Give the backs of your knees a bit of a rub, yeah? Just open up the blood vessels at the backs of the legs again. And then sit your hands on the tops and just give your legs a wee roll in and out. Perfect, perfect. All right. I'd like to wake things up with a couple of very, very traditional movements. These are movements, I've been accused in the past of just making these up, but these are movements that have been part of yoga practice for centuries. What you must remember is that a lot of what came into traditional hatha yoga practice were simply movements and things that were being observed on a daily basis. And this first movement is one that, for a lot of people, it was essential to their existence. Imagine this, you're sitting here with your legs extended out in front of you, you're sitting with your spine fairly upright, but imagine you're not sitting on your mat. Imagine, in fact, that you're sitting, good morning, imagine you're sitting in a little wooden boat, yeah? And it's floating in the water, and you're about to just take your little boat out into the river to see if you maybe catch some fish for your dinner that night, yeah? So, we're going to take your little boat for a row. Yes? Let's do this. Now, make sure you've got a bit of space behind you, because I don't want you headbutting a wall or something like that. So be very careful with this. Now, so you're sitting fairly upright. So you've got to hold your oars. So don't do that, okay? Because if you do that, there's no space for your oars, is there? So you need to do that. And you make hollow hands, yes? But you don't then dig your fingertips into your thumbs. You keep your hands quite soft. And you just reach out in front, and you place them together, and you breathe out. When you breathe in, you begin to just tilt back, and your elbows bend. Now, don't lie down, but come back. Bend, breathe out, and just slide a little bit down your legs. And then breathe in and come back. Oh, good. And then you breathe out and maybe a little bit further down. Keep going. Keep it going. Now, don't speed up. Stay with your breath. Let your eyes close and feel the breath in your body. As you breathe in, the elbows bend, you're leaning back. As you breathe out, you're coming down, you're sliding through. Keep it going. Keep it going. This is good. This is good. Try not to get to the point where you're going back, where your heels are lifting off the ground. Yeah? Keep it moving. Excellent. Excellent. Feel the body extending, opening at the front, and then as you're sliding down. This is good. This is very nicely done, folks. Keep it going. One or two more times, just feeling this easing movement. This is nice. There's some lovely movement here. All right. Next time you breathe in and you come upright, settle upright and let your arms relax down. So just beginning to open up the front of the body, the back of the body, moving into the middle part of the body. Let's wake up in a slightly different way this time. Take your legs and just very carefully, now don't move your leg muscles, use your arm muscles. Put your hands in between and just slide them out. All right, now imagine this. Imagine sitting in this space here. You have two great big flat millstones, yeah? Big circular millstones, you've one on top of the other. And what you're going to do is you're going to grind up some corn to make flour, to make bread with, yeah? So, you've got to be careful with this though, because so many people, you'll say, now I want you to think about this rotating movement. And what they'll do is, when they start to move this way, they look at their foot and they'll go towards the foot. There's a problem with that. That means that your millstones are sitting like that and they're not sitting like that. And if your millstones are sitting like that and it's all going to fall onto the ground out there somewhere. So it's not a tilt, it's not a big whoo down there somewhere. It's a rotation. Round. Yes? And we're going to move to your right side first of all, which is also very important. And if you want an explanation for that, talk to me later on. You move to the right, and you come round, and you come back, and you get the idea, yeah? Can we try this? Yeah? Settled? Hands don't clasp. It creates far too much tension in your arms. Just lock one hand over the other. Now, breathe out. Take a good breath in. As you begin to breathe out, bend your elbows and then turn to the right and just extend out. Breathing in, coming round and back. Breathing out and round. Yes, keep this one going. And round. This is good. This is good. Try not to get that dip going towards the foot. Keeping the hands just level with the shoulders. Pause for a moment. That was nasty, wasn't it? Go into reverse. Go the other way. Yes. That's good. That's good. That is really good, actually. There's some really good awareness in this. Hands staying at shoulder. This is really nicely worked, folks. Well done. Go one more time. One more time round. And as you come back up, you let your arms relax. Well done. Bring them a little closer and just give them a good roll around. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right. I'd like to try something else with you. I'd like you to come over onto all fours, please. Come on over. Now, when you come onto all fours, don't put your knees together. Make a little space between them so that when you're in this kneeling position, your knees are right beneath your hips. Yeah? And then when you come over, you keep your knees beneath your hips so your thighs are vertical, and then you place your hands down so that the heel of your hand is right beneath your shoulder, and so you're in a very, very good all fours position. Now, I want you just to look down into the space between your hands for a moment and breathe out there. And then take a long breath in. When you breathe out this time, let your body begin to lean forward a little. So you're moving out beyond your hands. And then as you breathe in, I'd like you to move over to your right side and begin to move back towards your feet. And then as you breathe out, you move over to the left and you come round and you come forward again. So you've just gone round a big circle. Go one more time, breathing in, moving over to your right, moving back towards your feet, and then coming round to the left, and you come forward and you pause. How about going into reverse? So you breathe in, this time you move over to your left, you move back. Round to the right, coming forward. One more time, moving into the left, and back, out to the right, coming forward. Stop. Sit back towards your feet. Draw your hands in, lift them up, give your arms a wee rub. Yeah? Cramping. Be careful with it. You do right. All right. You can feel this coming up into your arms a bit, yeah? I'd like to try something with you. Now, be careful with this, because it's the only time I think I've ever done this, I shouted at someone in a yoga room. Terrible thing to do, but I shouted at them and I shouted stop, because this person was about to break their wrist and wasn't thinking about it. Okay, so be careful with this. Come back over into the position you were in just a moment or two ago. Now, I want you to think about your right hand. And what I'd like you to do is lift it up and begin to turn it out the way and round. And let it turn as far round as it will comfortably turn. And then sit it back down again. How about you try that with your left hand now? So you lift it up and it turns out the way and it turns round, and then you sit it back down again. And you say, "Good morning, wrists, how are you this morning?" All right. Now, be careful. Next time you breathe out, you lean forward and you feel your wrists relax a little and you think, "Oh, nice." Now be very, very, very careful. As you breathe in, you move over to your right and you begin to move back. Ooh, round to the left. And you come what happened to that great big circle you were moving in a moment ago? Go on. Over to the right, moving back. Round to the left, coming forward. And you stop. And then you breathe in, you move over to your left, and you move back. Round to the right, and forward. Breathing in, moving left, sitting back. Round to the right, and moving forward. Pause. Now do not do this suddenly. Right hand. Ease the pressure off. And then let it turn slowly back round again. Woohoo! Left. Ease round. Sit back towards your feet. Draw your arms in. Lift them up and give them a rub. Gentle yoga. It's a lovely thing, isn't it? Give them a good rub, give them a good rub. Really activating the whole length of your arms with this movement, and it does it so beautifully. Now, we went that way, and then we went that way. Where do you think we might try next? That way. Come on over, come on over. Now, once you get settled in your all-fours position, lift your right hand, but this time, instead of turning it out the way, turn it in the way and sit it down. Oh, that feels different. This engages the shoulder blade and all. Can you feel this in the back of the body here? Left hand, round we go. Sit it down. Breathe out. Now take a good breath in. As you breathe out, you tilt forward. And then breathing in, you're moving over to your right side. Moving back. Round to the left. And moving forward. And you breathe in, moving to the left, sitting back, smiling of course. Round to the left and coming forward, and you pause. And you breathe in, moving to the left and moving back. Round to the right, moving forward. Go on one more time. Left on the in-breath, moving back. and round to the right, coming forward. And you stop. Right hand, you ease it off, you turn around, you sit it down. Left hand, round, sit back. Now this time, come off your legs and swing them out in front of you. We'll deal with your arms in a moment or two. Give your knees a bit of a rub, yeah? Tops of the shins, give them a wee bit of a rub. And then you slide out and give your legs a wee roll up. Wee roll. Now, you've just worked with 3 big movements where your hands are basically in this position, although the arm position is different. But you've got an awful lot going on in the back of the wrist here, and an awful lot going on in this part of the wrist, and it's completely different, because this part has been all squashed up, and this part has been stretched open. Now, if we were going to be absolute purists about this, we would now get back onto all fours and we would lean on the backs of our hands and we would go rotating. We would turn this way and we would turn this way, yes, to balance the movement out. Do you fancy it? It's all right, it's all right. There is a far kinder way of doing this. What to do is this. Point your right elbow at the wall down there. Now, keep your forearm parallel with the ground, but let your wrist relax, yeah? Now, base knuckle line here. Take your fingertips from your other hand, you just sit them just above the base knuckle line. And all I want you to do is push till your wrist stops you. And just hold it there for a moment or two. Because this is equaling up what you've just been doing, is balancing it out. And I can guarantee you that when you let that go in a moment or two, it's going to feel wonderful. No discomfort. Go on. Let it very gently release. How does that feel? But the activity that's going, I mean, can you feel it in your fingertips? Tingling. You've opened up all the blood vessels. You've stimulated the whole length of your arms with this. Such a positive movement. Try it on the left. So the elbow goes out, the wrist relaxes, and you just very gently push on it. Well done, well done. And then you let that one relax too. All good. Well done. That one, as it settles into your body over the next couple of days, you will notice a difference in your arms, the way they feel, because it twists the arm completely from one rotation to the other. And this isn't just down here, although see, this is the thing, you see your hand moving and you think it's this. It's not that, it's that. It's the whole length of the arm that's moving. So be aware of this and be aware of how it settles into your body. All right, let's stand up, shall we? Yeah, come on up. Oh, I know, let's have some fun with this. Stand towards the back of your mat so the whole length of your mat is out in front of you. Right, now have a look down at the ground. I want you to look at your feet. And what I'd like you to do is this. Just as we did a few moments ago when we were kneeling, this time instead of putting your knees beneath your hips, put your heels beneath your hips. So your feet aren't touching, but they're not way out there somewhere. There's just a kind of a reasonable space between them. Now, the other thing I want you to be aware of is the direction that your feet are pointing in. Try not to leave them that kind of heels in, toes out position. Have a wee look at them and see if you can get them just a little bit straighter. All right. Now, I want you to look at your left foot. And I want you to look in particular at the outside edge of your foot. And I want you to sit it in a position where it is parallel with the outside edge of your mat. Yeah? Check it. Now, let it relax there for a moment. In a second or two, I'm going to ask you to take a step forward with your right foot. Excuse me. When you do this, first of all, don't just do that, okay? Secondly, don't aim for the other end of your mat. Okay, just a reasonable step forward. But when you do this, something's going to happen. So you're going to think about this kind of movement. Now, when you do that, when your foot hits the ground, one of two things will happen. You'll either stand there perfectly still and feel good, or you're going to start doing that. And if you start doing that, your body is going to send you a message which you should completely ignore. All right? It's going to say, turn your back foot out the way a bit. It's going to say, turn that foot out that way a bit. And you go, and you do it, and you think, that's better. No, it's not. Why is it not? Because it wasn't just your leg that moved. Pelvis. Your pelvis isn't facing that way now. It's going to sit and facing that way a bit. And so the next thing you're going to have to then do is turn your pelvis back around again. And as you turn the pelvis back around again, the chances are you'll probably feel the muscles around the base of your spine just start to tighten up. Not good. Not good for what you're going to ask them to do in a moment or two. So, what do you do then? How do you counteract this? I'll show you. When you step forward, I'll work the other side this time. So I get to there. If I'm feeling like this, instead of moving that foot, I'm going to move that foot. And I'm going to go like that. And you have effectively just done exactly the same thing as you do when you turn your back leg out the way. But this time, your pelvis is still facing in the right direction. Yes? So you're not having to adjust it. So there's no tightness in the muscles at the base of the spine, so it keeps the whole spine open. All right? I know it sounds easy. Wait till you try it. Okay? So settle. Leave your left foot sitting exactly where it is. When you're ready, take your right foot and step forward. Now, if you're getting the wobbles, move your right foot out that way a wee bit and just widen your base a little. But just check that back foot. Check it's not flipped out to the side. Try to keep it in that nice parrot. Yeah, kind of like, oh, that's good. That is good. All right, now, come up to your middle body here. Catch hold of your pelvis. And what I'd like you to think about is just an out breath where you just tuck the tail of your spine in a little bit. Don't tighten up, don't tighten your knees or the thigh muscles, just bringing the pelvis in a little. Now, settle there and breathe out. Now take a good breath in. And as you breathe out, let your right knee bend straight forward over your right foot. Let the left heel relax into the ground. And you pause. Let your arms relax down, please. Breathe out. And then as you breathe in again, feel your arms lift forward and come right up into the air above your shoulders. Now when you breathe out, let your shoulders drop away from your ears again, but keep the arms nice and long. And then take a breath in. Look at the wall in front of you. As you begin to breathe out, begin to look slowly up the wall and then carefully back along the ceiling until you're looking right up through your hands. Stay there and take a big breath in. This is lovely. Stay there and breathe out, please. That is well worked. Now take a big breath in. When you breathe out this time, watch your arms come forward, over, and let them sink all the way down. And then when you breathe in next time, take your left foot and step forward. Oh, nicely done, nicely done. Step off this for a moment or two, give your legs a wee ease out. Warrior One posture. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful movement, and beautifully worked, I have to say. The balance in that was incredible. Are you happy with it? You should be. You should be. Let's try the other side. Let's see how it goes. Begin again, settling your feet. Don't ever rush with this. Take time with it. I can always remember one of the first instructors who really influenced my practice. He used to say to us, always take time to build the base of your posture. If you were building a house, you wouldn't wander into the middle of a field, throw half a dozen bricks in the ground and say, build it there. No, you build a foundation. And that's what it's like building a posture if you start with sound foundations. It's important. So this time, have a look at your right foot. Outside edge of the foot parallel with the outside edge of your mat. And when you're ready, you take your left foot and you take a step down your mat. And again, you take a few moments just to sort out your balance with this. Widen the stance if necessary. Of course, here's a thought. You may have stepped forward and you feel rock steady. You think, this is good, my balance feels excellent. In which case, instead of moving the foot out the way, you could move it in the way a little and increase the element of balance in your movement. Don't rush at that one though. Yeah, be careful with that. Don't just kind of automatically go there. Now, pelvis again. Bring the tail of the spine in towards your legs a little. Breathe out there. And then take a good breath in. And as you breathe out, your left knee bends forward over your foot. The right heel is dropping into the ground. Both legs feel strong. Let your arms relax. Settle on an out breath. Now try not to lift the shoulders. Just use the hinge movement as you breathe in. Feel them lifting. Don't take the length out to your fingertips and make your hands all tense. Extend through the wrists. Keep the hands quite relaxed. Breathe out there. And then take a breath in and you look directly at the wall in front of you. And as you breathe out, you begin to look up the wall slowly. The head is moving. You look back along the ceiling and you look right up through your hands. And you settle and you take a big breath in there. And you breathe out there. And you take another breath in. And when you breathe out, you watch your arms come forward, come over, they come all the way down. And then you breathe in and you step forward. Oh, wonderfully done. Step away from this, please. Go on, move your legs around for a few moments. That was very nicely done. All right. Now, even with the best will in the world, you're saying tuck the base of the spine in a little bit and so on and keep the base of the spine open. But when you've been working in a movement like this, very often you're left with that thing going on just round about there somewhere that's just feeling a bit kind of, it's moved, something's happened there. Okay, I want you to do this without thinking too much about it. Just do whatever your body spontaneously wants to do. Close your eyes for a moment. Now forward bend. Go on, forward bend. Don't think about what your body's just forward bend. Go on. Let your body relax over there for a moment or two. When you get over into your forward bend position, can I suggest you also let your knees bend just a little? In doing so, you'll take the work out the backs of your legs. You'll let the base of the spine just open up a little bit deeper. And then in an in-breath, uncurl slowly and come back up to stand. Well done, well done. Nicely worked, very nicely worked. All right, Warrior One this is, Virabhadrasana, number 1. Wonderful movement. Front and back body, very active. How about the next one then? How about number 2 warrior? I will put my hand up and confess, this is my go-to posture. There comes times in all of our lives where we need that little bit of something more in there. This is where I always find it. This posture has never let me down, ever. I don't know what it'll do for you. I have no idea, but I know what it does for me. Let's try this. Start at the back of your mat again, please. Now we're going to set this one up quite differently. I want you to look at your left foot, please. And what I'd like you to do is come up onto the heel of your left foot. So connect right up into the hip. And then take your left leg, turning from the hip. Don't just flick your foot round. And roll your left leg out to the side. And then sit your foot back down again. Now, next thing to do is release your heel. Because when you turn there, it kind of twists things a little. And then you sit your foot back down. And it feels fairly comfortable. Now lean on it. And then you take your right foot and you take a step down your mat. Go on. Now, settle your feet into your mat. Get them nice and comfortable there. Yeah? All right, now, come right up through your legs. Make sure you're not clenching your kneecaps. Keep the kneecaps quite relaxed. And then come all the way up to your pelvis now. It's sitting in this weird position again, yeah? Kind of halfway between forward and side. What I'd like you to do is take hold of your pelvis and turn it to your left. So you're going to be facing up towards that end of the room. Turn your pelvis round until it stops. And then let your arms relax down, please. All right. Now, keeping the shoulders very soft. Pause for a moment and breathe out. Now try to do this. Try to look at the wall here. Try not to look at your arms. Let's see if we can build a bit of awareness into this. The next time you breathe in, begin to let your arms just lift out sideways. I want you to let them come up level with your shoulders without looking at them. And then when you breathe out, let your shoulders relax away from your ears, and then let your arms extend outwards. Nicely done. Now take a breath in. When you breathe out this time, turn your head to your right and look straight out over your right hand. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, you smile, and your right knee bends, and down you come. And you leave the outside edge of your left foot buried into your mat, and you settle there, looking out over your hand. You take a long breath in. And you breathe out. Well done. As you breathe in, the leg straightens, you come back up. As you breathe out, arms relax down. Now, catch hold of your pelvis again. Take a breath in. When you breathe out this time, turn your pelvis back round to the right so you're facing this wall over here. So turn it all the way back round. Let your arms relax down. And then take a breath in and step forward with your left foot. Well done. Step off. Have a shake out, please. Nicely worked. Nicely worked. One thing, I'm going to get critical. Terrible thing to do. One thing to be very aware of. When you're moving into this posture, when you're moving in, you're there, you're coming down into the movement, try not to go chasing your leg. Yeah? Sometimes it's easy when you see that knee bend, you're kind of wanting to, go after it a wee bit. Try to keep the spine quite upright and just let it settle into the movement. Yeah? Let's see how it goes on the other side. Settle your feet, please. So this time leading off with your right foot. So you come up onto the heel of the right foot, turn from the hip, the leg turns out, it sits down. You settle it there, get the heel released, you lean on it, and you step down your mat with your left foot, and then you settle them both, you get them both nice and comfortable on the ground. You come up through your legs, release the knees, don't tighten them up, right up through to the pelvis. You catch your pelvis. This time it's turning round to the right, so it's turning down towards the windows down there. And then you let your arms relax down and you breathe out. Now again, try to do this without looking at your arms. I have this thing that we're very lazy. We are essentially very lazy. We use our eyes to give us information that other senses should be able to give us. And because we use our eyes, these other senses they're dulled. Feel it. Don't see it. So breathe out. And then as you breathe in, just let them begin to lift. And up they come. You'll feel on the level, if you're really aware of it, and you breathe out and the shoulders just sink, and your arms extend, and you're just left with them like that. That is lovely. Well done. Very, very well done. All right. Big breath in. As you breathe out, head turns left. You look out over your left hand, and you pause and you take a long breath in. And as you breathe out, your left knee bends right out over your foot. You feel your body sink down. The energy in this is enormous. Stay there and take a big breath in. Where are the smiles? Breathe out. Come back up on your in-breath. Up we come. And as you breathe out, your arms come down. Take hold of the pelvis, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, the pelvis turns to the left and you come round to face this wall again over here. And then when you breathe in again, step forward. That was beautifully done. Step away, please, step away. Well done. Very, very well done. All right. Come down onto your mat, please. Down you come. Take your legs out in front of you for a moment or two and just slide them a little bit apart. Sit your hands on the top. Now give them a roll. Go on, give them a roll in and out. Try not to do it that way because you're using your leg muscles to do this. If you do it that way, you can keep the leg muscles absolutely relaxed and you get this lovely feeling in the hip. How good do your hips feel? It's like you've had the oil can out, you know, we've got a WD-40 in there. It feels great. And you know the best thing about it? It's what you did. It's not what I did or the person next to you, it's what you did that's allowing you to feel this. That's a rather nice thought, isn't it? All right. So we're going to finish off lying down, and when we've completed the next couple of movements, we're just going to move from there right into relaxation time. So, when you feel ready, roll down onto your mat, please. Go on. Now, when you get down onto your mat, don't lie flat on the ground, not just yet. What I'd like you to do is bend your knees and sit your feet on the ground. All right. And then what I'd also like you to do is put your knees together and your feet together, closely together. Now, your arms. Bend your elbows and place the palms of your hands on your tummy. Don't lay them on top of each other, either side by side or one above, one below, but don't lay them on top of each other. Let your arms relax, let your shoulders relax. Tuck your chin in a little bit towards your throat notch, just to lengthen the neck muscles at the back. And then let your head relax. Pause where you are and breathe out. Now take a long breath in. When you breathe out this time, let your legs and pelvis tilt over to your right side. As they're tilting to your right, let your head turn over to your left side. Pause when you come to the bottom of this, and then as you breathe in, legs and pelvis come back up, head comes back up, and as you breathe out, legs and pelvis move to the left and the head rolls over to the right. Keep it going, please. Come back up on an in-breath. As you breathe out, switching over, legs and pelvis moving right, head moving left. Come back up on your own in-breath, please, and switch them over as you breathe out. Legs going the opposite way, head going the opposite way. 2 more times at your own breath pace. Off you go. Let your eyes relax closed and just move with the breath. This is good. This is good. Well done. Now, keep the movement in balance. The next time you breathe in and your legs come up from your left side and your head comes up from the right side, you come up to center on the in-breath and you stop and you breathe out. Now, one final little adjustment. Think about your legs. Take a breath in, and the next time you breathe out, lift your feet, bring your knees in over your tummy, sit your hands on your knees, and just have a little rock around on your mat. Any kind of rocking movement that your body feels comfortable with. Have a rock on your mat, please. And then you come to a stop. Now do not do this too quickly. Release your knees and let your feet come onto the ground slowly. If you do it too quickly, you'll pull the back of your waist back up off your mat. So let your feet come down very gently. Now, let your eyes close if they're not already closed. And I want you to ask your body, does it want to stay in the position you're in just now? Or does it want to change position? If it wishes to stay where it is, let it settle. If your body is asking you to change position, please do so. Do it carefully and thoughtfully. But find the right position for your body to be in for the next few moments. And settle there. And as your body begins to gain the support of the ground beneath you, things begin to settle and relax. You can feel the neck muscles at the back of your head there relaxing and the weight of your head settling. The backs of your shoulders. You can feel your body just easing down into your mat. And it's all very well to notice all the big parts of your body releasing. But there may still be little pockets of tension or tightness in areas that you're maybe not thinking about at the moment. So what I'd like to do is, I'd like to take your awareness into some of these areas around your body and just check that they're feeling quite settled, relaxed and comfortable. This is the practice of Yoga Nidra, the most wonderful way to allow your body to really settle. I'd like you to begin by bringing your attention to your forehead. Think about a spot on your forehead just above and between your eyebrows, the center of the forehead. And try to be sure that it feels quite comfortable and settled. No tension there. Then bring your attention to your throat, right shoulder, right elbow, right wrist, right thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, little finger, right wrist, right elbow, right shoulder, throat, left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, left thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, little finger, left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, throat, the center of the chest, navel, right hip, right knee, right ankle, big toe, second toe, middle toe, fourth toe, little toe, right ankle, right knee, right hip, navel, left hip, left knee, left ankle, big toe, second toe, middle toe, fourth toe, little toe, left ankle, left knee, left hip, navel, the center of the chest, throat, the center of the forehead. Take a few moments now, allowing your body to settle peacefully into stillness. Take time to rest. Please leave your eyes closed now. Take a few moments to gather your thoughts together and to be aware of your body settled once again into the mat beneath you. Notice how very peaceful and settled your body feels at this time, even to the point where your breath has settled and become a gentle breath, peaceful breath. An ideal breath for relaxing, but not one for getting us going and moving around again. We need to wake your breath up, but please don't just do this by taking one huge breath in. Begin to wake your breath up little by little. Let your out breath lengthen a little and let your in breath deepen a little. And as you begin to do this, you'll feel your body responding. You feel the breath begin to move deeper into your body. Then take your awareness all the way down to your toes, please. Let your toes move. Give your toes a bit of a wriggle around and feel the movement in your feet. And as you feel the movement run through your feet, then move your ankles too. So you begin to feel movement coming through the whole length of your legs. It's not a sudden movement, it's not a big movement, you're just waking them up. And then bring your awareness up to your hands. And what I'd like you to do there is begin to wake them by touching the tips of your fingers with your thumbs. Now don't rush at it and don't press on them, just let them touch together. And you feel your hands begin to move again. So let your wrists move too. And you feel that your arms are waking up as well as your legs. Excellent. And then come all the way up to the top of your body and think about your head. Let your head begin to roll very gently from side to side. You feel your neck muscles waking up. And you're aware of your body breathing more deeply. And sooner or later you come to a moment where your body just really needs to take a big breath in. When you come to that moment, stretch out, open up, lengthen out through your body and take a long breath in. And let this one go with a sigh. Now, bend your knees, please. Walk your feet back in towards your body. And very gently, let your legs just rock a little from side to side. Not a great big deep lying twist, just letting the legs rock a little. So you can feel your body moving again. You feel awake, you feel alert, and you are ready to move on from our practice here together today. Now, to come up to sit from where you are, please first of all, roll over onto your right side. Pause for a moment or two when you get there and just take your awareness around your body. Check that things are feeling good. And then very carefully, push on the ground and come up to sit, please. Up you come. This has been such a pleasure. It's been a real privilege to share this practice with you all today, folks. I want you to remember what I said earlier, though. This is important. I could talk about postures all day if you wanted me to. But unless you're actually there on your mat and you are taking that on board and letting your body experience it, there's no benefit in listening to someone else talk about it. But when you engage with it, then you set and train motions, movements that will work into your body for days. And as they settle there are so many good things coming your way. Remember that, and remember that when you're aware of those good things, the person that you need to thank is the person sitting on your mat. I trust and I hope that you will all take time to thank yourself for your practice this morning. Do you have any questions? In that case, Om Tat Sat. What practice. Thank you all. Very, very much indeed, folks. Take it with you. Enjoy what it brings you back. Very well done. Very, very well done. That was lovely. That was lovely.